Good morning, true crime friends. Okay, listen. Today is Thursday, May the 4th. A lot happened in court yesterday. If you will recall, yesterday I was on here, actually last night, ranting and raving about the little mousy lady, Audrey, who got up on the stand and she was like, Your Honor, Lori threatened my life because she did. And she gave all kinds of details. I have a teensy bit more information about that because I was listening to other people recap it because honestly, I needed to know everything about that situation. Number one, that testimony was very unexpected, certainly by the lawyers. I think maybe the prosecution knew that that little bombshell was coming, but the defense, Mr. Archibald, he had no idea. He was gooped and gagged just like I was. And also, apparently, Lori was quite surprised as well. She did not think that the little mousy chick was going to get up and just call her out like that in public. They say that her mouth was dropped open, her eyes were bugged out. I wanted to see that. This is why they need live coverage, although I would not get a thing done at work if they covered this live. So it's probably better that I'm just getting like the recordings or whatever at night. Anyway, so Lori was like all clutching her pearls just like I was. Ooh, I don't want to have nothing in common with that woman. So she was shocked and surprised by that. Then they put like some cop guy on the stand, blah, 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 guns, guns, guns. Apparently, the reason that Tammy was not killed the first time that Alex made an attempt on her life was because it was too cold. The bullet did something funny and didn't really shoot the lady. And so they were like, maybe it was this neighbor, maybe it was that neighbor. If you get shot at, maybe that has to do with you. Don't come knocking on my door like, I think it was her kid and I saw her. And apparently there is a crazy dog lady in this neighborhood. Now, listen, I'm a crazy dog lady. I have two unruly, very small dogs. Go to the community section if you haven't seen them. As an aside, there are a lot of new people here. Hey, y'all, where'd y'all come from? Listen, not that long ago, I was super excited to have like 300 subscriptions. And now it's like 1,000 of y'all. Ooh, hey, just so you know, I'm not going to start putting on makeup or a bra or real clothes when I do these for the most part. So govern yourselves accordingly because we don't dress up here. We sit in the morning, we have a little cup of coffee, and we gossip about all the latest true crime. So anyway, there was a crazy dog lady in the neighborhood. And I was like, I'm a crazy dog lady. I take offense at being referred to as such. Turns out this lady goes around stealing people's dogs. Heifer, you come over here, you gonna find out. You touch a hair on my cute dog's head, oh, it's gonna be me and you, it's gonna be on. But since I don't live in Rexburg, Idaho, I'm probably safe from crazy dog ladies. Plus, you would bring these dogs back. Hardcore, like you would bring them back. Like, why don't they ever stop barking? How come they always want to eat? Anyway, so it was not the crazy dog lady shooting at people. It was not the husband of the crazy dog lady. We know now it was Alex with his silencer and his suppressor and whatever else he had. But at the time, they were blaming the poor, innocent, mentally unwell lady. Okay, fine. That all got dealt with. Next up, the defense was like, Your Honor, we have a problem. Somebody may have violated the rules. You know how every day Judge Boyce is like, did you watch anything? Did you listen to anything? Have you kept yourself safely tucked away from all this trial coverage? And everybody was like, yes, Your Honor, I have. Except for these cult people. Remember, what's her name's husband? David Warwick, Melanie, not the Melanies, the other Melanie. I can't think of a name right now to come to me in a minute. Melanie Gibbs. Co-conspirator Melanie Gibbs. Co-conspirator Melanie Gibbs' husband, David Warwick, was like, I accidentally watched some testimony. David, you had one job. You had one job. One, well, maybe two. Don't kill people. Don't look up the case. What did he do? He was like, I just was scrolling through and I accidentally looked at the case. These people are idiots. Also, I get the feeling that maybe everybody in this little cult is a teensy bit of a sociopath or a psychopath. I don't know which, but they don't follow directions good. Like, that is not their strength. So one of the attorneys was like, yeah, Melanies and them, they here, but her husband was watching the trial. And so the judge was like, Lord, today. Now, that's not what he said. That's my interpretation. So He was like, bring his behind in here so I can talk to him. So they haul him up in there, and he's looking all solemn and nervous. And he was like, I promise on the Book of Mormon to tell the truth and maybe not tell the truth. Anyway, so he was there with his attorney. And they were like, so why'd you look at the case? And he was like, it was an accident. I slipped and fell and I looked at the case. But not that much of the case. I just read headlines. Apparently, Melanies saw that her husband had taken the stand. And according to these lying sack of sugar, Melanies and her husband were looking at headlines just like to get the overview of what he said. And now I have heard a couple of different stories. Now, we know we don't deal in fact here. We deal in gossip, rumor, and innuendo. So what I heard was that Melanies, half a sociopath, she might be a whole sociopath if we get right down to it, was just scrolling through and looking. She wanted to hear what Brandon had to say about her. Now listen, I want to hear what people are saying about me, but not really so bad. Not so bad I want to go to jail. Because I do not, actually I look kind of cute in orange. But this is not the nice salmon color that they have over in prison. They have that bright orange, and that does not look cute. And those stripes, oh Jesus, a horizontal stripe. That should keep most people out of prison. Who wants to wear a horizontal stripe? Anyway, so this heifer was just doing whatever she wanted to do. You know what I think? Yesterday, I fell down a rabbit hole searching into Melanie Palowski. She the devil. They should have been trying to cast the devil out of her because clearly she got the devil in her. Remember, if you will recall, to become a true psychopath, it takes two things. Number one, you got to be born with a little touch of the psychopath in you, and then you have to have trauma. Well, Melanie Palowski Boudreau, whatever her name is, Melanies, her mama died when she was young. I think her mother was a little touched in the head. That might be where the psychopathy comes from. Does psychopathy run in families like blue eyes and eczema? Like, I don't know, because the daddy was crazy. We know that Alex was crazy. Lori was crazy. And there was something going on with Melanies' mama. Now, she died young. That's real sad. Nobody deserves to lose their children. Deserves to lose their mom. But that child had a bunch of trauma. A bunch. Plus the inherent psychopathy that's clearly run amok in their family tree. Child, I wouldn't have a baby with none of them. Listen, I'm going to get back to the topic, but I got to tell you this real quick. When I was dating my husband, listen, I was not young in my book. I was almost 30. I was single. I had a baby because, I was out here doing my thing and accidentally got pregnant. And so I was like, listen, I was not on date sites like, oh, he looks cute. I would go on dates and I would be like, hey, listen, I have a good job. I'm a single parent and I'm a homeowner. What you got going for you? Oh, none of those things. Thank you and good night. And then, oh no, that was not enough. They had to be cute. They had to be a certain height, not too tall, because I can't be having no big giant babies. I'm 5'2". I'm going to push out like an 8-pound baby. No, I am not. You're not messing up my good pocketbook. Anyway, so I was like, let me check your teeth. Let me check your eyes, because I have terrible vision, had 100 years of braces, and I'm trying to give my kids a fighting chance. So I would not date men who wore glasses. I would not date men who had bad teeth. And you know what else I asked them about? A history of mental illness. That was right. That was first date material. People are like, certain things you can't ask to the third date. No, I was not getting any younger. TikTok, these eggs need to get used up. I was like, And my husband had the nerve to say, you never asked me those things. I was like, oh, honey, yes, I did. I'm so charming. You didn't even notice. I was like, hey, is anybody in your family mentally ill? No? Okay. We can have dinner now, because before it was just coffee or drinks. You wasn't getting very far with me if you did not pass my screening test. Well, apparently, whoever is mating with these people are doing no screening whatsoever. Because if you had known it's a history of mental illness, no, not mental illness, because you could be a little mentally ill. I got a little depression and whatever. Take a little pill for that, fixes me right up. But if you got some crazy in your family, no, thank you. You can't even find out my last name. You might not be able to find out my first name anyway. So, Melanie Boudreau had like trauma and a history of mental illness, and then she married her first husband, Brandon Boudreau. They have 4 kids. That's a lot of kids, but who am I to talk? Because I have 3 biological and 1 bonus child. So they have 4 kids, and then that didn't work out. They probably only dated for 35 seconds, and then they got divorced. Okay, fine. So she's divorced. She's following her crazy auntie around. She just as crazy as the auntie, as proof as approved later. So she meets this new dude, Ian Palowski, and she's a cute girl. She's cute. Listen, you know her kitty is feral. Them crazy ones, they do full Cirque du Soleil in the bedroom. Now listen, I'll do a little Cirque, not the whole du Soleil, because I'm not crazy. Because crazy girls, oh, they'll do anything. They be swinging from the chandeliers by their toes. And while they give you that good, nuts. Make your babies nuts too, because nuts, I think it's genetic. I'm not sure. I don't know. Anyway. So after like 2 weeks, Ian Palowski marries Melanie Boudreau. I would have encouraged them to simply fornicate. Because you know that's why they got married so fast. If you could just fornicate and relax and figure out if this person is crazy or not, then you can have a much better life. We are pro fornication here at Gossip, Rumor, and Innuendo. I mean, at least a handy something. Anyway, I'm not going to get into it. So they got married after a very short period of time. On just their 4th date, she started rolling out these wacky religious beliefs. Okay, I was somebody in another life. That's how you know the kitty was feral, because she was good and crazy early on. But he was like, yeah, that sounds good. I'm going to sign up for more of that. She going to do the full Cirque du Soleil, some backflips. She going to stick the landing. Yeah, I'm going to marry her. So they got married after 2 weeks of dating. Now, I heard it was 2 weeks. I don't have no facts on that, but I heard it was like 2-3 weeks a date. Might have been 2 months, but it was not very long. They got married. And so they go to Vegas and they take his kids, because she got 4 kids from a previous relationship and he has 2 kids from a previous relationship. Ooh, we got 6 kids. This is all beautiful. They go to Vegas, have a quickie wedding. The night after they get married, oh yes, friends, on their honeymoon, oh, she just threw out her full crazy in full display. You know what she told him? She was like, so listen, you met my auntie and uncle and them, Chad and Lori. They believe some unorthodox things. And then she rolled out the whole thing about zombies and Brandon getting shot at and Tammy getting shot at and people dying and whatever. And then she said, I think they might have killed the kids. Sir, you were still in Vegas. You could have gone right on down to the Clark County Courthouse and got yourself an annulment right then, right there. He was like, I'm sorry, what? I did enjoy your triple backflip last night, but this level of insanity, no thank you. But he was like, I believed in my wife. I was not really buying everything she was saying, but this happened, knew or should have known. Well, no, back then on the honeymoon 3 years ago, she suspected that Lori and Chad had killed the children. How are you not calling the police immediately? You know how you're not calling trauma and psychopathy. And so Ian was like, oh yeah, babe, that's good. He was like, Mama, I done made a mistake. So, but he stayed married to crazy. And then apparently his daughter went missing. Now listen, he took his kids on his honeymoon. Oh, okay, that's ill-advised, but whatever. He took the kids on the honeymoon and his little daughter disappeared for 15 minutes and he was full panic. He was probably like, oh, Lord, what have I married into? This crazy heifer? Her family is killed. They kids? Are they trying to kill my kids? You know what else she said? She's like, my Aunt Lori says that at least 2 of my children are dark. And you know dark spirits end up dead. What? And you didn't run like your ass was on fire the first time that came out of her mouth? Listen. You can't mess with my kids. You can't mess with my dog. You can't mess with my kids. You can't mess with my husband. These people are putting up with a lot of reindeer games. I don't know what makes you the kind of person when somebody mentions that you're going to have to separate your child from their spirit. And you just, oh, okay, right. When we going to, is that going to be on Tuesday? Is that going to be on no. You even think that thought in my presence, I might knife you on sight. I'm just letting you know. So if you see my kids out in these streets, go on, talk zombies if you want to. My husband is from the South Bronx. I am a nice, delightful lady from Indiana. So I don't knife people unless I absolutely have to. But if you say something crazy about my kids, oh, it's me and you, baby. It's me and you. It can go down. And I got South Bronx as a backup. You do not stand a chance. Anyway, but you know, I'm not threatening people's lives here on my lovely little YouTube channel, but I'm just letting you know. So Ian was like, oh, what have I married into? And like a good, decent citizen, he went to the police. You go to the police on your new wife? Sir, These are signs that you need an annulment immediately. But he goes to the police and they were like, yeah. We think they're crazy too. We think they're dangerous. He was like, my ex-wife who I hate, she might be in danger. And so he was like, I'll record them. Sure, no problem. So he recorded a bunch of conversations between his wife and Lori and Chad and all the people. And then he took the recordings and gave them over to the police. And then he wrote a diary. Dear diary, I think my new wife is crazy. What? Sir, don't write these things down. Anyway, he wrote down everything that they believe. Now listen, in one of the pretrial motions, they went and completely outlined. Well, he, in his diary, wrote everything down and then gave his old computer to one of his kids. And his kids took it home to the mama. And the mama was like, oh, daddy gave you a computer. Oh, what have we here? Oh, and she used all of that information in the divorce settlement. Or somebody used it in a divorce settlement. I don't know whose divorce settlement it was, but I read it. Google Ian Palowski documents. Child, it is all laid out. They have all the beliefs, everything they taught him, everything they told him. It included Harry Potter. Now, so far, these people have included in their murder plot the Gerber baby. Yes. Oh, they included the Gerber baby. Go look back at one of them old videos. They was talking about the Gerber. They included the Gerber baby in their murders and Harry Potter. What? And then one of the beliefs that they taught poor Ian is that if you imagine it, then it can be real. Okay. I have always wanted a magic carpet. Can that be real too? These folks are nuts. So after a while, he was like, okay, I don't think my wife is really in on this. I think she knows what happened, but I don't know that she wasn't doing the wet work. You know what I mean? Hands-on murder. She was not doing the wet work. So he was like, babe, I know we only been married for 35 seconds, but I have a confession. Look, I'm wired. And here's the recording that the police gave me because I thought you were a murderess. And she was all upset and she was shocked and appalled and whatever. And in one of her recordings, she was like, we had to work through that. How does she not divorce him? Like, he must have been laying some serious pie. I don't understand. I do not understand. My new husband secretly records me for the police, and I'm just going to let that go? I'm not that understanding. I once contemplated divorce over the way my husband loaded the dishwasher. Now, that was a long time ago, and he has since learned to load the dishwasher semi-properly, and I have since learned to let that go. That is the growth of marriage. I've been with this man for 20 some odd years. So, but 4 days in, nope. So this marriage has every red flag in the world. Melanie Palowski and Ian Palowski are still married. They have now been married for 3.5 years. I suspect they will not make it to 5.5 years, but we shall see. Here is the other semi-bombshell. Not a bombshell for me. Oh, but it was a bombshell for crazy Lori yesterday. So Ian, blah, blah, blah. They actually didn't keep him on the stand for that long. They just asked him a couple questions and then they let him go. But one of the things he reportedly said is, and I quote, now he was quoting, now this is like 100 layers of hearsay, but we're not here for hearsay. We're here for gossip. He said, oh, yeah. Melanie said, I'm not putting myself out there. The nail is already in Lori's coffin. Well, yeah, we knew that. That ain't no news to us. Apparently, Lori did not know that. And according to Gigi, over at Pretty Lies and Alibis, Lori's eyes were big as saucers. Like, what? Everybody doesn't think I'm innocent? Child, even your crazy ass niece thinks you going to jail. She not going to send you a cake with a file in it. She not going to help you out. She not going to go visit you in the portal. None of it. Her goose is cooked. The only person who doesn't seem to know that her goose is cooked is her. But that's fine. I'm real excited for her surprise party when the people come back and say she's guilty. What kind of defense could she possibly have to all of this craziness? Because this is a super duper level. She got extra strength crazy. Extra strength crazy. But after Ian was done, they wrapped the case. Now, tomorrow, for the day, not for good, there is speculation that Melanie Boudreaux Palowski will be the final witness. Oh, dear Black Jesus, please, please let it be Melanie. Let Melanie take the stand. Yes, she is crazy. Yes, she's a liar. You know how she's lying out of both sides of her mouth, and I want to hear all of it. I hope they throw her in jail. I hope she gets found guilty of contempt. I hope oh, wait. She has a new baby. Ian gone and put a baby in her. Now you know that baby has an excellent chance of being a miniature psychopath, just like its mama. Undateable. This woman was undateable. And he not only dated her, he married her, and now they have a kid together. This chick has lost custody of all 4 of her children. Oh, she followed her crazy behind aunt up to Idaho, and then when things started going crazy, she moved herself right back to Arizona so she could be closer to her 4 kids who she was trying to kill, who she no longer has custody of. And now she has to deal with her ex-husband that she don't really like that much. And she had another baby with the new dude. So all in, see, Melanie had 4, Ian had 2, and now they have another kid. That's 8 kids. That's a lot of kids. But I think that's like a normal level for our LDS friends. That's a lot of kids, y'all. That's a lot of kids. Okay, so we're going to see what happens tomorrow. Ooh, I can hardly wait. And today, I'm off work. So I can read all the tweets. I mean, I'm off work because I have some other stuff to take care of. Oh, but I can multitask. Now, I'm not going to drive and read tweets, but while I'm at my conference today, I'm going to be reading on the tweets. Oh, we taking a break? We taking a stretch break? Everybody else, you go get your water. Let me just catch up on the tweets and see what's happening in the court. Ooh, I hope they bring Melody to the stand. Okay, I have babbled on for too long, but I'm back on coffee, y'all. I'm back on, I know you couldn't tell because I'm so nice and calm this morning. I'm back on coffee, and I'm going to have a little water later, but I need my coffee to start my day. But once I get revved up and once things start happening, and if anything exciting happens, I will be right here. Me and you, we going to talk about it. Welcome, new people. Welcome to the madness. Get yourself a cup of coffee, take your bra off, put your feet up, subscribe if you haven't, and I'm going to see you later. Bye.